Okay, we are going to learn how to make some flashcards in PowerPoint so that we can learn the Slide Master view and learn about the Slide Master and how to use it. So it's going to look something like this. If I play this right here, right here I have 3 buttons. The first one is the definition. Let's see, let's get the term first. If I click the term, it gives me the term, gigahertz. And I try and come up with a definition before I click on it. I want to think about it and see if I can get it correct. If I can't remember, I choose a hint, and that's a picture of a guy running fast, so it must have to do with speed. So then hopefully I'll remember, oh, it's the speed of the processor. And so I click on it, measurement used to describe the speed of the processor. Then I can go to the next one. This way I can do it, on this one I can do it backwards. If I want, click the definition and try and get the term name. Where the processing in the computer takes place, often called the brain of the computer. So I can't remember, maybe I need a hint. And then I've got the picture here. Oh, I remember that picture. That is the central processing unit, CPU. Then I can click term and see that it's correct. Alright, so that's what we're going for. This is how we're going to use it, using the Slide Master view. So if I open up a new, let's see, a new PowerPoint, I can choose a theme or go into the design and choose a theme. Choose my own colors to make it different than what I've always seen. That's always a good idea. Okay, put a title, so maybe computer performance and storage. And in the subtitle, flashcards. This is all personal preference, of course, until we get to the Slide Master view. Okay, now before I insert a new slide, I'm going to go to the Slide Master view. So in the View tab, right here under Master Views, in the Master Views section, Slide Master. If I click that, this is really cool because this is all the default settings for all the layouts of all the slides. And we can change those defaults. So that's what we're going to do so that we can get something every time we add a slide, it has everything that we want on it every time. So we are going to use the, so scroll down a little bit, we're going to use this to content layout slide. If I click on it, it shows up right here, and I can change this stuff so that when I bring in the to content layout, it's different how I want it. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to line these up a little better and pull this up to give a little space. I'm going to put a button, oops, put my button down below there so it doesn't interfere with the text box. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the Home tab and grab a shape, a rounded rectangle for my button. You can use any one. It's just personal preference. I'm going to type definition. Okay, before I make another one or copy and paste it, I'm going to do something with it. So right here, I'm not going to type anything in right here because I don't want it to show up when I bring in a slide. I want it to be blank so I can customize it later. But I do want this button to trigger this section right here so that when I click on it, this appears. So to do the triggers, I click on this box, I give it a transition, sorry, not a transition, an animation, and I want it to appear. So when something clicks on it or something triggers it, it appears. So that's my animation, and then I go over here to trigger. On the click of rounded rectangle 7, that's the one that I brought in. It's the only one on there, so I know that's the one it is. So whenever somebody clicks this button, it triggers this to appear. So now I'm going to test it, make sure it works before I go any further. So if I click on Slide Master right here and click Close Master View, and then I'll go here to New Slide, I'm going to click the drop down and get a to content layout. And look, it already has my button right there. And I can't click on it here because it's on the Slide Master, and I can't change it here. So that's why I have to do it in the Slide Master. Now if I typed a definition here, maybe I could do 8 bits is my definition of some term up here. And if I play that, I'm just going to show you in this little view here. If I click it, it shows up. That's exactly what I want. So now every slide is going to have that trigger that triggers the text right there, whatever text I put in. So let's go back to the Slide Master view and back to my to content layout. Now I'm going to copy and paste this button. Control C, Control V. I'm going to line it up similarly. And I don't want it to say definition, so I'm going to click and drag in here and select that and say it's going to be my hint. And I'm going to copy it one more time and paste. Stick it up here for the term. And you can lay this out however you like. Some layouts have the title down at the bottom, so the buttons might be in different places. You could name them differently, but I want at least 3 buttons. And this one will be the term. Okay, actually, I probably want to get rid of that first. Before I do that, I got a little bit ahead of myself. Don't pay attention to that bell. Okay, I'm going to click on this box right here. And trigger. First animation. I'm going to make it appear again, and then put a trigger on it. And the last one was 7, and this one's 8. So that's why I deleted the other one, so there was no confusion which one was being clicked. Okay, so hopefully that works. Let's paste. It's probably still copied. Yep, Control V to paste, or Control copy and paste. I'm going to change this to term now. And we're going to click on this box right here, the title box, or placeholder. I'm going to stick the appear animation and go to the trigger on click of 10. Okay, so now it should trigger all of those with those buttons. Maybe before, I'm pretty confident you can go test that out. I would. But now I'm going to do one more button with the next that says next. So if I go to the home button and choose an arrow, or insert shapes, grab an arrow, whichever one you want. Doesn't have to be an arrow, but some button that's going to take us to the next slide and the next term. Type next on there. And I'm going to put just a traditional, go to insert, traditional action on there, and on the mouse click I want it to hyperlink to the next slide. Click OK. That should do it. I'm still in Slide Master, which I hope you are too. Click close, and now look, it updated my slide that I had already brought in, which is nice. And then if I add a new one, as many as I want, they have all those buttons and the triggers should work. So let's test them real quick. So definition to 8 bits is, term is byte. And I could put whatever hint I want. I could add a picture, right here, picture, online pictures, or clip art. Do anything I would love, anything you want to do for a clue. I could even just type something and say, what would a hint be? For 8 bits, word sounds like eating food. So that would be my hint. What a great hint. Let's test it. Okay, so if that one obviously would be for the definition. 8 bits. What is the definition of 8 bits? I get a hint. Word sounds like eating food. Oh yeah, a byte. And there it is. So I could put 2 hints, maybe one for the getting the title and one for getting the definition. But it looks like they work. If I go next, it goes to the next slide, which is blank because I haven't put anything. So that's the basics of making flashcards and using the Slide Master.